any of my inherent rights that are reserved to me. I have reserved all human rights, natural rights, consanguinity rights, birth rights, constitutional protected rights, and treaty protected rights. And they have been denied and disparaged as if they don't exist. Those are my retaining rights. So I'm trying to understand, what are we doing? What am I supposed to do? What is my way out?
All right, then we will go to Ms. Celestine's case. We will let the state be able to set up. There's very important issues today. Now, we were on this, well, just set the case up, and then it's back to me. All right.
23B 1593 etched in.
Okay. All right. Ms. Celestine, actually, as I told her earlier today, I had various important legal issues to take up. She was disruptive. After repeated warnings, she was removed from the courtroom. The next important issue, and if Ms. Celestine would quit trying to represent herself, she would have seen this. So, and she's entitled to notice and due process. So that's why she was brought over today, because those matters are expedited. So let me hear from the state on the state's motion to revoke bond.
And Your Honor, some of the facts you've already put in the record, and she does pose a flight risk. Secondly, we would submit to the court that when she was arrested, she basically committed several offenses, which was out on bond, with the exception of the fleeing and attempting to elude and the possession of the marijuana. The remaining counts are virtually identical to the counts that she was arrested for: distracted driving, no license, no license plate, obstruction of police. And so we would argue that she violated the conditions of her bond, and she does pose a danger to the community.
Okay. Is she out on probation or parole on any prior offense? That is the issue before me, is revoking or modifying your bond. I'll give you an opportunity to be heard in the courtroom if you will come in and get to the point of that. If you keep giving me those nonsense legal claims, and I've been hearing those for 40 years, man. They're nonsense. They're right up there with the Easter Bunny. I don't mean to insult the Easter Bunny. So you want to come out, I'm glad to hear for you. It's an important legal issue. But if you would have quit trying to represent yourself, you would have recognized that you could have posted bond, reposted bond. But you're more concerned with the nonsense than really what applies. And that is to your detriment. But you have a right to make bad decisions. Thus far, you've exercised them. All right, let's see if she wants to come out and be heard on the issue of revoking her bond. If she complies and she does what she's supposed to, I'm glad to hear her out. If she becomes once again disruptive, she will be removed. All right, Celestine is with us. Ma'am, the issue is revoking your bond. State is contending that your bond should be revoked. You don't agree with any authorities to court, and you've been missing for 2 years. So I'm glad to hear from you concerning what you want to tell me. Now, typically bond is based on whether you're a flight risk. So that's a big hurdle. Been gone. The second one is whether you're a threat or danger to the community. So the main issues for my reconsideration of your bond is number one, you're a flight risk. Number two, whether or not you're a threat or danger to any person in the community. I find that you qualify to the other two factors. So what would you like to tell me, if anything, concerning whether or not you should be, once again, you should leave your bond where it is right now, which I think was, what was it, 20-some thousand? 30,000. Or I should just strike it. So I'm ready to hear from you if you will get to the lawful point.
Right, I would like to make my statements without interruptions, because if I don't have the right to be heard, then we might as well just.
Ma'am, you have a right to be heard on those issues, because that's the matter right now.
Okay.
If you don't want to talk about those issues, then that concludes this part of the hearing. The other part I've got that I still haven't been able to get through is your Ferretta hearing. They're not gift counsel. You've already missed a huge legal issue on the ability to post bond. And what a bench warrant does after you appear in court. So you're not doing well on your own.
Well,
Do you wish to respond to the bond criteria or not?
Well, first, the bond is excessive, and I'm not supposed to be compelled to pay any costs until a conviction on a felony on a final trial. So that is my 17th guaranteed protection under the Article 1, Section 1, paragraph 17 of the Constitution for Georgia. And Article 9 of the Constitution for the United States, which you have an oath to, states that y'all are not supposed to deny or disparage any of my inherent rights that are reserved to me. I have reserved all human rights, natural rights, consanguinity rights, birth rights, constitutional protected rights, and treaty protected rights. And they have been denied and disparaged as if they don't exist. Those are my retaining rights. So I'm trying to understand, what are we doing? What am I supposed to do? What is my way out? I'm constantly feeling like you guys are usurping my rights. I don't even know who this man is, and he's bearing false witness against me. He's got a story that he has just finagled out of anywhere. I don't even know the people on this whole case. I don't know anybody, but I'm sitting here being again accused and not presumed innocent. I'm sitting in chains in a inhumane living conditions. I've never experienced this. I don't have a record. This type of thing is for someone who is actually somebody who is a criminal. I'm not a criminal. I am innocent. And I keep trying to tell you guys my status and my rights.
I have given you your time for a little bit of your talking about the issues that don't apply to bond. Now we're back on.
I did give you Article
the two bond conditions, yes or no.
I gave you Article 1, Section 1, paragraph 17. I'm not to be compelled to pay any bond, anything, until conviction on a final trial. And I should, Amendment 8, I should not be held under false imprisonment, under cruel and unusual punishment, under any bail. That's the Constitution. And is that not correct, sir?
No, you aren't. It's something else you're wrong about. But anyway, ma'am, I'm once again sad.
Can I judge this comments and opinions posted on the record?
This is where I'll have you removed, because right now.
You might as well. That's fine. I don't care.
That's fine. But ma'am, you're clearly not going to respond to that based on the arguments before me and the non-response by the defendant. I find that the state has met their burden to revoke bond. So I guess in part you're having it granted. You won't have to pay anything because you're not going to have anything to pay.
That's fine.
So
well, it's not for me, because I'm not I'm here with the defendant.
Right. Take care, ma'am.
Under be
We should
correct.
make different decisions.
Arrest and coercion.
All right. Take care.